get her
Shit together.
shit together. Yeah, I was
You
gonna say it,
can
but I'm trying to be nice.
No, I have a horrible mouth. I'm just on my best behavior today because you're here.
Oh,
Before we
don't
move,
be.
I mean, it's a horrible mouth. Before we move on from Beverly Hills, Kyle also
Mhm.
has this friend. Her name is Dorit Kemsley. She was born July 14th, 1976. Listen, they've been friends forever, but
Mhm.
some cracks kind of started to come like 2 seasons ago. Some things between Kyle and her sister, and Dorit got in the middle, and just Dorit is hot now. She has come in. She has told Kyle, grace time is over. Kyle says, "Listen, I'm going through a lot. The whole divorce that we talked, separation from Mauricio and Morgan, and
Mhm. Mhm.
just I've been going through a lot. Have some compassion." And Dorit is like, "Grace time is over, girl. Like we have problems, and there's no more grace for you. I'm here for me." What do you
Oh,
foresee about this hot force of nature? Dorit, like our Kyle. I mean, look, a lot of these friendships end forever on
sure,
the Housewives, and others go through it up and down. Is this
sure.
the end? Like, what do you see for these?
It's not. It's not the end. We're going to call it a reboot, and I think that, to be quite honest with you, I think there needed to be a little split between the two of them so that Kyle could really explore her own life and kind of figure it out on her own. Dorit she's a beautiful energy. I love her astrological alignment. Um, she is can be a little pushy at times for sure. And that's not what Kyle needs in this moment. And so I feel like um, even by the end of this year, it looks like some of those cracks are being filled in again, and they're talking, and they'll be right back to besties this coming year.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Moving on, heading east. The last
Mhm.
time you were here, we talked about Teresa Giudice and Louis Realias from Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Yes.
Teresa was born 5/18/72 and Louis was born 5/23/75. So we talked about them the last time, and you predicted Teresa shouldn't worry about money. You saw some big like financial business coming together for her, but her
Mhm.
show, which was paused the last time we spoke, which I don't remember
Mhm.
when that was, but it was, like a few months.
Right,
Her
right.
show is still paused. So New Jersey
Yeah, right.
Housewives is not on. I mean, should we worry as viewers? A lot of times these shows don't come back. And should we worry if it does come back about Teresa not coming back?
No, okay, so I looked at that really hard last night. And there is one person within, I guess, the network, like whomever is making these decisions. There's one person that's keeping this paused, and they're waiting on something from Teresa. They want her to say something or do something, and I kind of see like a contract shift a little bit. So they're waiting on that, but I have no doubt that the show is going to come back. Teresa's going to be on it, and everything is going to continue to move forward. Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
But like it's kind of stalled because they're waiting for her to do something.
Yeah, I think they're probably waiting for a response. And quite frankly, and I know this sounds crappy, but I almost feel like it's a little bit of a punishment. Like you're not as big as you think you are. So they're kind of letting it ride out a little bit. But they'll come back around.
Well, that is basically exactly. It's funny you say that. Like, I have goosebumps now and chills because that's like exactly what's going on with her. A couple of things like she, look, there's normally I'll spare you the lingo in the business, but like it's called favored nation. So normally you start as a housewife and like everybody, like you could be the star of the show, been there for 2 years. Someone that's there
Right.
7 years makes more money. It's really, but every now and then there's a certain housewife that just kind of falls out of favored nations and gets these huge increases. This
Mm,
really has become her show. I mean, I don't know for a fact. The rumor is she makes like around $2 million, which if she was there just that amount of time, she would make a bunch, but maybe not that
right.
much. So
Right.
maybe the punishment is either, well, maybe the thing they're waiting for is they either offered her less money, like, hey, good news, you're keeping your job. Just the show can't afford this salary
Or
anymore.
this. Right.
And a punishment, look, she got accused of a lot of things last season, doing some things with her lawyer and like bloggers behind the scenes that she shouldn't have been doing, putting out certain narratives about how great she was. I think that's part of the reason why there's a
Yeah,
cause. Like, listen, they don't want anyone to be bigger than the show. So it's funny when you
right.
say maybe they need to like knock her down a peg or two, is I think what you're saying.
That's exactly what they're doing. Um, well, I mean, it's like, a dog fight and the dog win once and it comes back and then the alpha comes. She is not the alpha. She is alpha female, but she is not alpha of the show, nor is she of the network. And I think they just needed to realign her and get her back in put her back in her place.
And you think she will fall in her place? Because some people, it's hard for them
I
to.
mean, she's hard-headed, don't get me wrong, but she's business savvy. She's smart. Um, I don't think that she will say no, because even if it's not going to be what she's used to making, it is still enough for her. It's still enough. And I feel like if she doesn't have that, um, then she's going to struggle for a minute. I mean, not having a 1.5 or $2 million paycheck a year or whatever is a lot. But yeah, she'll come back around. And two, she is kind of addicted to the fame.
That's what
So
some people say.
yeah, she is.
What about, you predicted that her and her husband, Louis Realias, were going to get a divorce in 2025. Anything you see, you're still on that? You still see that? Do you
Yeah,
see it for any time of the year?
I think they're gonna play. I think they're gonna really give a good show over the holidays. Um, I think that by the end of January, we're gonna start to see a split. I don't see him um caught up in her life February, March, and April. So I'm gonna say it's probably around then. The problem for her is that she married him. If they would have just kept it to where they were seeing each other and there was no legal ties, because I feel like, I don't know, I couldn't actually pinpoint if there was like a prenup. Surely her lawyers were smart enough to do that. Um, but there was something in there. So she's going to have to fork out a little cash to him. And, she doesn't like to do what she doesn't want to do, as we see. But yeah, I definitely see a divorce and just a little bit of something. And I hate doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Give us the
Uh,
deal.
there is a female that comes in that's connected to Teresa. Now, I don't know if that's like a housekeeper, a dog walker. I don't know who it is, but she either hires her or this girl will be doing something for her. And there looks like there's a little something going on between this lady and the husband end of this year. And if she
Really?
finds out